Hello, my name is Ben Zapanesto, and today I'll be reviewing the research Does PTSD have a factor in suicide? And some of the researches I found, they say yes it does. They say that PTSD increases the risk of suicide. A study done from the Danish National Health and Social Registries, they examined all suicidal deaths from 1994 to 2006, and they found that people with PTSD were 13 times more likely to attempt/commit suicide than those who don't have PTSD. Another study from Gratis, from his article PTSD and Death from Suicide, he states that military personnel and veterans were more likely to have PTSD and more likely to commit suicide than regular civilians or regular people. To back that claim up, Ilgen 2010, he examined all veteran suicidal deaths from 2001 to 2009, and he found that they were 13 times more likely to have a diagnosis of PTSD. Another study from 2001 and 2009 from Bell and Ritchie, they found that military members in the Army were 6 times more likely to commit suicide than those who didn't have PTSD. Another study from 2013 from Leomard and colleagues, they found that there was a 1.8 times more that people with PTSD in the military were 1.8 times more likely to commit suicide. That was than those who didn't. There was an 80% increase. Another study, it found that male veterans who used the VA services and had PTSD were 1.8 times more likely to commit suicide than male veterans who did not have PTSD, while women veterans with PTSD were 3.5 times more likely to commit suicide than women who didn't have it. And there's many other studies that state the same, where people with PTSD were a lot more likely to commit suicide than those who didn't have PTSD. There's another claim saying that PTSD actually prevents or is protective of suicide. A study from Connor and colleagues in 2014, they found that PTSD actually prevents or is protective of suicide. He examined deaths during military service and found there was actually a protective effect of PTSD with a ratio from 0.63 to 0.82. The 0.63 being the people who did have PTSD, 63% of them committed suicide, while the 0.82 did not have PTSD and 82% of them committed suicide. But he says that this study cannot be held to a high standard because he did not account for other factors such as age, gender, wealth, status, etc. So, in conclusion, it is safe to say that PTSD does have a factor in suicide, that there is an increased risk, solely because there is more research done that says that people with PTSD are more likely to commit suicide than people who don't have PTSD.